And hello everyone. Actually wanted to start like even 1 hour earlier, but I failed, same as usual. Yeah, I bought more tickets and put this one single ticket somewhere in the middle, actually don't know where. So now it's 21. Just tell me which one do you want? So what, Valan? Which one? Tell me. 7? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In. Talent. That will be on the last one. You stretch it as well. So, first is number 7. Nothing. No, number 20. Number 20 is 5. Just 5. Let me send it. Same as usual. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Done. Okay, good chance that I'll finish this game today. Let's check the sound. This is test. The sound is working. Okay, what else I must do? Briefly check the messages in my team chat. Looks like nothing new. Better pay attention to what's going on. What else do I need? Hold on. Why does it have this opened? Notice. Net. Alright. According to long play, like 2 hours left. What the heck? Alright. Okay, I believe that's enough. So, from time to time I will be checking what's going on. You've done well, boy, to make it this far. However, about your claim that I was riding in the car at the time, it's going to be mighty difficult to prove. How so? The Principality of Cadopia no longer exists. So naturally all records from that time period also no longer exist. It's arrogance. What he really means is he's already erased all traces of them. I'm finished here, boy. Everything's so shiny. The only weapon I have left to me now is this piece of footage. There must be something here. Can I use against him? This? Looks like a medal. What's Ambassador Alba! It's ever shiny. Yes. What is it? Why is it I heard some buzzing noise? Hold on, let me check. It is here. Oh yeah. Some cable here on my side. Yes, what is it? You were once an army man in the service of Cadopia. And it was you who made the many missions you participated in successes, correct? Hellcube. It wasn't you? Why the sudden backhanded surprises, boy? Also, to be sure, brilliant medals on my breast were awarded to me during the era of Cadopia. But now I am the only one who owns this particular medal. In that case, the only person it could be who is sitting in this car is you! How do you figure that? But the medal captured here in this footage is clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest. What? This is how it will be, but I won't look back. Well, this is the path that I have chosen. You moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth. Was he taking such an arrogant stance with me? It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For the lot of you to have come this far. It looks like I just might lose our little game this time. Might lose the game this time? You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador. Isn't that a fact? Very well, I've decided to confess and admit my guilt. You're going to confess? I think he's going to confess to something else. And I will accept whatever punishment that may come as a result. What the? Gotten the demo mask the second? No, I admit it. I did it out of self-defense. Claiming it was justified self-defense? Once the second attacked me, and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't known what I did, I might be the one you found dead instead of him. What a pathetic performance. Why heck is this? Notifications. Just people with some dogs. I'm not giving you one. Oh, you do really know how to laugh, and in appropriate times. It's inappropriate. If you wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then you'll need some evidence. It's always the evidence with you, isn't it? But if that's what you require, I'll prove it. Provide it. That man left a mark on me when he attacked. What? I don't particularly want to show it off, but this is proof that it was in self-defense. I'm an old man, and sometimes I don't pay enough attention when I should. Was he damaged when he tried to kill... what was his name? Coachum? No idea. Was he on the other side? He's supposed to be. And the Master II didn't have a single weapon on his body. Hold on, it's nothing to get worked up over because I hit the weapon. You hit it? I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder, even if it's in self-defense. And I couldn't let it become public, seeing as how I am an ambassador. This is the weapon you seek. What the heck is this? Scissors? My special bonsai trimming shears. It's covered in blood. He was trembling quite badly during our struggle. That's when he grabbed the shears that were sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense. Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth? Since he has both a wound and a weapon that caused it, it's enough to declare it so. What's so strange about his wound? No way. She reminds me. I guess there's still one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all that is my secretary's doing. Had no knowledge of what's going on. And who was his secretary? Stop spewing nonsense. You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in this case can be connected to you. One of the Musk II was done in self-defense. In my trials, no man escapes his crime alive. Perhaps so, if you were my opponent in court. However, there's one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten. And what is that? What? That's what you mean. Extraterritoriality. That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively alabastrian soil. So any trial is to be held will be held in Alabast. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts. Gentlemen, this Interpol stance on this. Agents investigate. That's our job. The judgment of people who have confessed to their crime. That's the court's job. And I already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, have full extraterritorial rights. And these rights are effective, even in your country's soil, on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand trial in one of your courts. That arrogance in your expression is nothing like the face of someone who is ready to accept the consequences. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eaten right out of your hands. These crimes you all speak so seriously of. To me, this has all been nothing more than a game. You might chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it's no big deal. Alabast has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. All you would accomplish is you would change the backdrop of our little game. It's 2 layers of protection that extraterritoriality provides him. This is why he is one of those who cannot be brought to court. You see now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go and fetch your eviction papers. There's nothing we can do. To be continued? Very interesting. I can't believe it, sir. Extraterritoriality. Yes, and there's nothing we can really do about that. In the end, we didn't have enough authority to bring him to justice. I believe that even though we know he's the boss, we can lay a finger on him. I know. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sorry to skip out on you, but I've got some business to take care of. Hmm? Will be that? We'll kill him. Me? If you can't even give an evil guy like him a slap on the wrist, then what the heck were laws created for? What good are they? If the law can help us, I'll go as the Itagrasso and take care of this myself. Don't you dare! Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry, that was a bit too harsh. You know how you feel, sir. You're trying to take on an ambassador after all. And he did tell us earlier to get out of the theater. It's kinda the country, I guess. But I feel like I've been slapped across the face for just doing my job. What am I going to do? Should I retreat for now and formulate a better plan of attack? Come on, everyone. We can't give up yet. Okay. I want you to think about something for a second. And I'll let up for even a second. And as long as we don't stop investigating, we might find the rotten treasure hidden here. She's right. Which way? Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. You're right, Kay. Ready? Very well. Let us reopen the investigation and see what we find. Come on, Kay. Right behind you. Okay, and then I'll go check out Bubble a bit more, sir. And I have something that I need to investigate further in Alabast. Now then, before I get any more information, I should do a bit of housekeeping. Again, additional flowers data erased from my organizer. And that's all? Amazon almost seemed agitated or something. I wonder why. There are two special circumstances that surround the ambassador. First, the embassy itself has extraterritorial rights. If something happens on Albastian soil, I'm able to legally prosecute him. That's what the Orange Cat was talking about. The ship, the plane, and now embassy. Sounds like embassies are the perfect place to steal whatever you want. And murder the Master Second, run a smuggling operation, and make counterfeit deals apparently. So all the counterfeiting was done by Mr. Caution and Bubble. Yes, he apparently used the embassy's coupon printing press to do it. Why is he using press to make coupons? Just print them? It's the same story over there anyway. Bubble also has extraterritorial rights. Which brings me to my next point. The ambassador's extraterritorial rights. Those laws are effective even in our own country. Really? No matter what happens, he can never be tried in our courts. He retains some very special rights in it. If he didn't kill somebody outside the embassy, or another embassy. So if he proved that he killed Caution, he'll be trialed in different country. Basically, no matter what wrongs he may commit, can bring him to trial here. So I guess we really don't stand a chance, do we? Might stand a chance if we can somehow nullify either one of his special rights. What's the heck is this? Didn't notice this before. Did he instigate here? Maybe not. This was taken just before the two ambassadors gave their buckets to the Steel Samurai. Wait, just my imagination? Wait, there's something in this picture that I've seen before? This on the left? The peak? Want rest? You want rest? Okay. Can't believe he was pretending to be a harmless old grandpa. He looks like not this. Oh, the flower maybe in the bouquet. Talk about deceptive. I suppose anyone expected him to change that drastically. But he's thinking of something ill behind that cheery smile. But please try to remain calm and focused on the here and now. Yeah, you're right, sorry, got all word out there. But the only way we are going to be able to steal the truth is if we keep on investigating. It appears to be a bouquet of Persian cyclamens and roses? Even know the exact species? I never would figure out you for an expert in flowers. It's all because of those flowers that old lady sends me every month. Just look at me, she's like some sort of botanist. Sound like. So what exactly is this yellow flower here? That's one. I'm not sure. What? You don't know? As far as I can recall, I've never seen a flower like this before. But I feel as though I've seen this shape somewhere before. Okay, let's try to use a speak. Actually, not sure. I think I'll fail. Eureka! I failed. I failed. Hold on. What the heck is this? It looks like Peak is missing from this flower. See, it's someone on the left. The scene that's missing is here, and Peak is missing from this. Peak was here. This guitar pick. But of course. Now I understand everything. Hold on. Wall symbol? Mask? Another bucket? Not this one. It's not a flower at all. It's a knife. That's why a piece of it is missing. This one. Eureka! Eureka! One was natural symbol in the butterfly and an alabaster in the flower. It would appear that someone is employing the old hide a tree in a forest trick. What are you mumbling to yourself about? But what? Handle of this knife? Yes, it's the handle that was supposed to be on the blade that killed Mr. Caution. The weapon was killed here was carried through the Theatrum Neutralis. The Lady Bouquet, Ambassador Alba, was carrying. What was the problem? Just hide it inside. Why it's supposed to stick outside? Flower motif. Looks like one of the floral petals is missing. And take a look at the weapon itself. It's missing the exact same petal. And the knife in this photo is most definitely the same as the model weapon. Maybe that's all. What else should I investigate? Actually, I cannot say exit, right? Can go down. Ours were sent by Global Studios. Global Studios? It's where they filmed the Still Samurai television show. Have been producing hit after hit recently, so the studio is being modeled. I read about that in the papers the other day. The mascot of theirs is also getting a facelift too, right? What's its name? You mean Mrs. Monkey? What? Yeah, so that was something like that. You really have a great memory. You underestimate my powers of recollection. Why do you need this renovation still? Okay, let's connect this though. But know about renovations. It didn't work. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic. Damn it. Should I step and connect assassins? I'm not sure. Let's actually save. And try other logics. Just don't want to waste anything but... How renovations are connected? Are they connected? Renovations are connected? You know, the counterfeit bills were printed using the embassy's press, but the necessary materials such as Bubbly's ink and paper must have been hidden in this secure location. But what do you think would happen if the renovation had begun? Well, he probably had to find a better hiding place, get rid of it all. Right, so we can assume that the renovation was the cause of the plates and bills disposal. And the reason Mr. Cochin was killed as the ring leader of the smuggling operation. Based on what you know, who do you think was the one? The most of gain? Supposed to be Alba? It's the one person that's been erasing all evidence of the smuggling operation. From most embassies, the co-conspirator is mopping up Ambassador Alba. So Alba had a very strong motive to kill Manny Cochin. Now this one. The cause of Ambassador Alba's agitation, the rotten treasure you may find, and the motive for killing Mr. Cochin. Monsieur said it herself that she didn't kill anyone tonight. If you were to take your words at face value, then the reason for the ambassador's nervousness can only be one thing. He didn't want us to discover the real circumstances under which Mr. Cochin was killed. I mean, Ambassador Alba is the real killer? But I saw that two of them were friends. Maybe they were, but what if Mr. Caution was the one who first betrayed their friendship? I'll get it. Was Mr. Caution pushing really hard for Mr. Poliano to be ambassador after the reunification? Yes, and that was the real reason why he wanted to steal Alba's Remedoc statue. So Mr. Caution hired Demoth II to go steal it for him. But when Ambassador Alba found out what he was up to, he killed Mr. Caution. It's definitely a possibility at this point. Those two really were thinking of no one but themselves. But the question now is, how did he do it? Ambassador Alba was in Alabast, but Mr. Caution's body was discovered in Bubble, right? Right, and that is what we must solve next. I believe we now understand why Ambassador Alba was so nervous and agitated. It must have something to do with where Mr. Caution was killed. Place where the Alabastian ambassador was likely to meet the Bubbleless Mr. Caution. The place where Ambassador Alba happened to have committed the murder is... What? Well, it's supposed to be not the Alabast. By the way, Alabastian statue was whole inside. And Bubble's statue was whole inside. It was more wholer than the left one. Well, he cannot enter the embassy, so here? Pumped?
Take that!
Let's try this. Yes. The only place it makes sense is here, at the Theatrum Neutralis. How to handle that? But here, the Goodwill event was being held here today, correct? So the only place that the both of them would have been in is here. So who moved the body in this case? You? But if that's the case, then everything changes. This theater isn't actually Alabastian land. So that wipes out one of those extra territorial rights he has. Makes logical sense. In this case, there's a reason for us to investigate further. So what should we seek out? Let's see. I believe we should check the immigration records for both Alabast and Bubble possessed. Bubble's records should be easy to obtain, however, the problem is I will be Alabast. I wonder if they would allow us to see their records, despite the order to vacate.
Objection!
Oh well, it is not. I'm already one step ahead of you, Mouse Edgeworth. Francisco. I have here the security footage from both Alabast and Bubble. You would do well to take a look at this of its content. You move fast. Why do we even have this angle? Ah, we still don't know where the child disappeared. In this case, inside was body. It was Butts who moved it. A fun karma strives to be perfect in every way. It's not in my nature to keep on retreating like this. Took the liberty of looking over the bubble investigation reports as well. From now on, you'll make no excuse to back down or say that we can't solve this case. Because it was not a real human being, for sure. Sorry about earlier. Don't be bitter. Because my cute little subordinate is going to try his very best, isn't he? Let me check the notification real quick. Alright. Hasn't she patronized me enough already for a lifetime? So this video contains footage from Alibus immigration screening area. I hope there's something here that we can use. I already checked it. They checking it again. Oh, what can be next? The empty space. Which minute footage would I examine? Are they not even checking? This one? Doesn't something about this lumped shape strike you as odd? Isn't it supposed to be this shape? No, basically something odd about the bulge. Only we had the push card itself can compare and confirm by hunch. Next, let us check the footage from Bubble's security camera. I hope it shows us something good. Nothing. There wasn't a single sign of a suspicious person or anything. That right there is the contradiction. I missed something? I didn't miss anything, because there was nothing to miss. However, what is missing is the image of Mr. Cochin entering his own country. But wasn't his body found in Bubble? It appears that the true face of our final puzzle has finally revealed itself. Ready complete. Ambassador Alba! I saw the head ask for you and your group to vacate the premises, Mr. Edgeworth. Actually, I thought I should let you know that this theater sits on my country soil. Had your fun, and have joined our little game. I dare say that you've even achieved a new high score. However, once you recorded a score, that same game can never be replayed again. But do you understand what I'm saying to you? Your game is done, and it's game over. Actually, the game is over. Original phrase had 4 words, but 2 were removed because of the game limitations of this time. No. I don't think you're going at this time of night. I've admitted to my crime. I was overcome with regret. So I'm heading to the airport, now to return home. Afraid I can't let you do that. There's still too many issues we need to discuss with you. You can't stop me, Mr. Edgeworth, and you know it. This might have a little bit of your time, Ambassador Alba. Ambassador Poliano! Even just a teeny tiny bit is fine with me. The already strained relationship between our countries is in a precarious situation, you know? Very well, if you insist. I will play just one more round with them and see what they want. Not that they'll get any further. Mr. Polena, Mr. Edgeworth. All I wish for is the normalization of relationships between our two countries. But there's one person standing in the way of that dream. I believe in you. You'll do what's right. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask me about? I do have a flight to catch after all. Keep checking. Still nothing. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to limit you to just one question. That's more than enough, because I only have one question anyway. I want to hear your alibi about how you couldn't have killed Mr. Manikoshin. I see. You seem to have a good hand this time around. This should be fun. It's really the very last chance we have to bring him down. Not allowed even an atom-sized contradiction to slip by. That's it. Frankly, I still don't understand why I'm being placed under suspicion here. Under your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Kochan and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alabas the whole time. It's simply not possible for me to have killed him in Babel. That's my alibi. So that is your alibi? That is correct. It's simply not possible for me to have committed a crime in Babel. Now that we clear that up, I'd appreciate it if you would move out of my way.
Hold it!
Sit. Hold it! I heard it. What is it this time? I thought I told you I only allow one question. You did? But you still have yet to really answer my one question. What? Until you tell us the truth, I'll refuse to budge an inch from where I'm standing. Very well. I'll play with you just a little longer. Those Edgeworth, as my subordinate and representative of this country's persecutors. Hello, Marco. Quick flashlights? Make your skin less brighter? The whole game is like this. Constant flashlights. You're forbidden to lose. Of course. And here was another one. That's something I've understood from the start. As the one who ordered my father killed, isn't he? Yes, I believe so. The goal of the first Edgeworth was the capture of the smuggling ring's leader, my father and Uncle Bert. Their legacy will live on through me. So that's why you're just gonna catch him, okay? We will, I promise. Now, Ambassador Alba, let's have at the truth now, shall we? And there's still plenty of games that I must play in this franchise. Maybe I'll finish it this year. We've already played it for how many years? 3 years? Says that it must be finished, so I'm playing several games in a row. No matter how many times you ask, my answer remains the same. Sadly, because 3DS was the last one official handheld console, you cannot count Switch. I'm not making games like this. So, the next latent game will be released for the next generation Switch console, maybe. This year. Frankly, I still don't understand. Okay. Your hypothetical scenario, Mr. Kochan and I were fellow smugglers. But to get to the point, I was in Alabas the whole time. Hold it!
Hold it!
And what exactly did you do while you were in Alabast? Not PC? Because those are Nintendo games that mostly were exclusive for Nintendo. For handheld consoles only, starting from Game Boy Advance. PC just ports, of course, to get more money, because to port the game, you don't need money investments. Game already exists. Just change the resolution, upload it, get tons of money over nothing. That's why I refuse to play ports. Had a meeting with the Steel Samurai and I arranged a few files. Around the time that thief was sneaking in took me by surprise. Are you saying that it was Demand the Second that made the first move? I think they thinking that BC releases are not bringing enough money to release games specifically for PC. Else after I was attacked, and I hit him on the head with a primitive statue. He was developer, Capcom. Fortunately, he died from the blow. It was an act of justified self-defense. So they made the ports, saying that they gave them tons of money, but not enough money as they were selling this game for portable consoles. And I believe Switch they not considered to be a portable console. Calling it that doesn't cover up what you really did. Cover up? Wait a second, Switch has microphone? Maybe not. You can ask them, because as soon as Switch released, they stopped making games. Anyway, not covering up anything, I'm telling the truth. I wasn't planning to admit to it, which is why you tried to frame the Steel Samurai. If you want an ambassador, I'll be letting my whip fly loose on you right now. I'm really sorry that I didn't clean up the body better, but I'm a busy man, and maybe that's why Ace Attorney vs. Layton will never be released on PC, because it was made by two different companies at the same time, right? So if they port it, they need to split money. It will be not enough for them. And a speech to give in the Rose Garden after that, you know? And despite that, you still had time to kill Mr. Caution, didn't you? Man is evil, and I'm sure you're familiar with the facts, but Mr. Caution was killed in Bubble while it was all the way in Alabast. It's your alibi. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! Sorry, hat. It's not a hypothesis. Earlier, we proved it to be what happened. Well, let's leave that to one side for now, because it doesn't change the fact that I have no motive. So you really had no reason to kill Mr. Caution? You want to suppose I had one? And why not? I'll indulge you. After all, this is nothing more than a silly game to me. And that's how you see things. Appreciate it if you would take me seriously. I'm sorry, I suppose you are in a bit of pickle. Very well, a game is no fun if the playing field isn't level. Therefore, I formally claim that I had no motive to kill. Now let's see you disprove it. Can he stand there looking proud when he knows he killed another human being? I'm not going to stand by and just watch him get away with his crimes. He changed it? In that case, what motive would I have to kill my conspirator? What motive? Definitely not this. Definitely not that. Nope. Nope. Okay, they were moving plates. But wait a second, why they were moving plates? And if Mask the Mask supposed to move them anyway? Just don't understand this shit. Why is he thinking they're moving it twice? No, seriously. Request to steal the Premadex statue. If he wanted to move the statue to a different embassy... he didn't want to move if he's alive. He wanted to move it when he's dead. Let's try this. Objection. Objection!
Objection!
Looks like yes. Fold it? Pizza Hut? Not? Nope. If you want to know, I believe you did have a motive to kill. It was because Mr. Caution had betrayed you. But you had your own reason too. Namely, you wanted to pin the smuggling on him. Evil, that's evil. And because you were trying to test each other, it turned into this mess. Don't believe that's but penchant for telling tall tales, Mr. Prosecutor. And if you're not, I suppose you have some proof to support your argument? Never use guesswork in moving my cases forward. It's been proven that this note was written by Mr. Cochin's hand. Shall we take a look at it? No, it's not possible to fold it. It's literally Pizza Hut. The contents of the note and the request calling for the theft of Alabaster Premadex statue. By killing him and pushing all of the guilt for the smuggling onto him, you walk away spotless. I mean, if you understand what I'm driving at. It's more than a few reasons to kill him. Are you finished? Is your hypothesizing? Excuse me? Let's suppose I did have a motive. Even so, a motive or a thought alone can't kill. Fat tails. Isn't that right? Didn't expect him to resort to playing the semantics game with me. And that this is where the real battle will begin. Now then, if you will excuse me... Wait, what? Told you at the very beginning, and then you only get one question. Mr. Alba, you could please give us just a little bit more of your time. Doesn't matter what kind of man he was. He was my subordinate. Which is why I would like for us to figure out the real cause of his death. There's something for Bubble to figure it out, and something to which I have no relation to. No, he's even turning down requests from Ambassador Paliano. I'm very sorry, but it seems that now even my voice falls on deaf ears. There's no need for you to apologize, Ambassador Paliano. Let's find some way to stop him from leaving. So there are no further objections. In that case, please allow me to return home. But what about a new fighting in this photo? Hold right there, Ambassador Alba. Okay? Like I said, Mr. Edgeworth, The Itagrosa's legacy will live on through me. Yes, but how do you suggest we stop him from living? Just leave that to me. So, Alba, do you recognize this? No, and why should I recognize that tattered old organizer? Wait, have I seen that before? And it's a clue my father, Burn Faraday, left for us. Say Burn Faraday? Mr. Faraday's organizer. Don't tell me this is the one from the second KJ8 incident. The one which he wrote about the Grassus key? Yes, this organizer belonged to the prosecutor who had Miss Yu killed 7 years ago. You had. Damn it. Continue read properly. I have no idea what you're talking about. Saying that like it was related to me. Said this organizer. He wrote up every detail of every evil thing you did. But the innocent little girl you are. But that sort of trickery won't work on you. If you won't believe me, then take a look at this. And what is that toy there? That's... This thievery device was used by the Yatagrasa, or rather, by my father. Why this wind inside? 7 years ago, he used this when he snuck into this embassy. What? These two pieces of evidence and whole information that Yatagrasa dug up on you. You go home now. Won't hesitate to send it all to Alabast, right behind you. Girl, get to the point. I want you to go up against Mr. Edgeworth one more time. If you win, then I'll hand over these two pieces of evidence. Russell, I want this thorn in my side. What? What? I cannot make it bigger. Ever the thorn? What does it mean? Kinda strange. Okay, now that organizer, will it contain any information on his dirty dealings? It's nothing case breaking, right? That was just a bluff. Even it was, we still can't let all the info that Fuss and Uncle Bet found go to waste. Plus, just the existence of Little Thief is troublesome enough for him. Just 2 pieces. Aren't they keepsakes of your father? It's okay. I believe in Mr. Edgeworth. He'll come out on top in the end. Okay. When the going gets tough, someone's gotta be there to put the wind back in your sails. All this time, still quite the first one. Applauds your powerful nature. I refuse to lose this too. I'm sorry, Alba. You won't be returning home until you give us further testimony. How dare you all burn a person like me? Sir Alba, your testimony, if you please. Alright, but this is the absolute last. Then even if you use all the power of Ambassador Spaliano's office, he won't stop me. I have this opportunity he has created for me go to waste. The last time I met with Mr. Cochin was here at the Theatrum Naturalis. Well, that's correct. And I have proof of this. And that I was in Alabast the rest of the time, as I started earlier. Sarcasmus? Marasmus? Of course. In any case, I did not see Mr. Cochin again after that. So you see, there's no time span in which I would kill him. Would you agree? Now, things you people were basically what's begging? I'll allow you to question it. But an arrogant old man. Yes, but no matter. Can't allow this chance to escape us. I will only warn you, though. You reached the end of my patience. Waste my time with any inane questions, and you will be punished. So, any needless person? I cannot even press him now? Is it? So, any needless person or presenting will cause more case. Looks like I need to say. In case, the only thing you can do is to present the correct evidence, understood? Of course, don't intend to let him intimidate me. Oh, wait a second, he said in theater, but theater's inside. Hold on. And this was taken. Where exactly? Inside the theater. But that's in the murder weapon. Okay, I'll check one more time. What's he saying? No, Mr. Kochan was killed before he returned to Barrow. In which case, there's only one statement to which I need to present the evidence. Well, it's definitely in this picture. It's a knife. The last time I met with Mr. Kochan was here at the Theatrum Neutralis. That I was in Alabast the rest of the time, as stated earlier. In any case, I did not see Mr. Kochan again after that, because he was already killed. So still there's no time span in which I could kill him. Okay, in this case he was killed. That I was in Alabas the rest of the time, started earlier. Yes, because he was killed right there. Okay, let's see. Postcard I sent too early. Footage no. Photo maybe yes, because there's murder weapon. What about this wound? What is this knife? I see I have so many of this. Let me show the photo. Objection.
Objection!
Yes, it was this photo. I'd like you to take a look at this picture. It's a rather nice picture, isn't it? It was to commemorate the restoration of relations between our nations. Restoration of relations? Nations? Oh, it's commemorative. Alright. One that captures the proof. I need to show that it was you who committed the murder. Come again. This is the knife that killed Mr. Kochan. Could you also show the knife, maybe? So you recognize it. As well, you should. But it was you who brought it to the theater. Now, looks like just photo. You hid it in among the flowers you were to give to Steel Samurai. And that you killed many Kochan here, at the theater. It's time for me to catch my flight.
Objection!
We are not through yet.
Objection!
It's game over, you, Mr. Edgeworth. And thank you for the entertainment. No matter how passionately you orate, the end result will still be the same. I won't be returning to this country ever again. Nations of associations? Location and sultry. Retaliations? That's it all mean. That's right. This man is an ambassador. He has extraterritorial rights. No matter how hard we chase after him, won't be able to have him tried in court. Yes, that's exactly the face you should be making. The face of a worthless cur. Cur? What? Now then, ladies and gentlemen, I must bid you farewell. Courts. Then no one who can lay a finger on this man. Is really the end? Agent 1! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Prosecutor. Get out of my way! My plane is scheduled to take off soon, so I saw that entrance is in front of us. On the left is entrance to the embassy. Sorry but you're not going anywhere, Mr. Alba. I'm through playing games with you people. You can't touch me. If you do, it would spark international incidents, Agent Lang. Sorry, but no, it wouldn't. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Good job holding the fort down here until I got back. So, Mr. Alba, your diplomatic immunity has just been revoked. What do you mean revoked? Spare me this nonsense and let me through. Pedigree. With pedigree, something related to lineage. Before aiming for the throat, shoot the neck, shield off first. What? Aiming for the throat, shoot the neck shield off first? Neck shields exist? In Imperial headquarters and the Imperial household of the Kingdom of Alabast. Took a while to get things rolling, but they finally moved on it. The Imperial household? You! What have you done? Have been relieved of your duties as ambassador, Mr. Alba. Present. What? Effective today, effective right now. And you have Mr. Prosecutor's videotape to thank for this. Did your integrity protected? Can be arrested simply because you're an ambassador? In that case, I thought I'll strip you of that title. You underestimated me. A descendant of the founder of the Tainment philosophy, Lang Tzu. 4,000 years of deeply entrenched connections and networks around the world. It really paid off. It can't be. Don't believe this. Ambassadorship has been revoked. Looks like you're finally coming to grips with your new standard. Looks like he's turned docile again. Thoroughly in shock from the loss of his shield. What a shame. I had so wanted to use my whip on him. Why is this happening to me? Just a hard-working, honest ambassador. Do you really think you can still pull that on us now? You already ripped away the mask and seen you for who you really are, Mr. Alba. I won't be stopped now. Still nothing. Still intends to fight us? So what if I'm no longer an ambassador? Still don't have any evidence of me. The fact remains that you cannot arrest me. I expected no less from you. The post of the smuggling ring. Now the rest is up to you, Mr. Prosecutor. Understood. Say that I killed Mr. Cochin in the theater. But even if it's true that there was a knife in my bucket, I left that bucket in the theater. So anyone could have taken it out from there and use it, right? Besides, the claim that he was killed here itself is odd. After all, wasn't his body discarded in bubble? Are you clear that I carried his body all the way over there? Preposterous. I'll be the one to prove whether it's preposterous or not. Ex-Ambassador Alba. Are you ready? Because this is no game. This is war. I killed Mr. Cochin in this theater using a knife. It was stuck in my bucket. I left that bucket in the theater, and I could have taken the knife from there. Besides, Mr. Cochin's body was discovered in bubble, right? There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to bubble. Should I use this card now? Wait a second, but it was not him who moved this card. Look, don't you think you had enough fun with me? You already stolen my ambassadorship from me. And have me surrounded too. No plans to ever return to this country. Isn't that right? Did you know that a bunch of your subordinates are seeking asylum because of you? As if I can. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Put this guy out of the embassy, and we can finally end everything. No, and I will give it my all to see that he lives in handcuffs. Without the title of ambassador, he's just another witness. Yes, just another witness. Alright, what are you waiting for? Let's get this guy. And get him good. What if they understand that all I can do is present evidence to the testimony? I don't even know which one right now. I guess it was not here. Who does someone this? Okay, let's press every statement. Hold it. Hold it. No. That's right. As explained earlier, the commemorative photo showed that you had the knife on your personage. No, I think I'll finish this game today. Anyway, have no proof that the bucket was prepared by me. Isn't that right? Excuse me? The fact that there was a knife in the bucket was something I wasn't aware of. What a pathetic excuse. The weapon that was used is one of your national treasures. It isn't exactly something anyone other than you could touch at one take. So go to sleep. Maybe tomorrow I'll start the second game. The last dance game. Allow some of my trusted subordinates to handle them. Could be my secretary. Who was his secretary? You're an even bigger slime ball than I thought. Push the guilt of Mr. Cochin's murder into one of your subordinates? any case, the fact that the knife was in the bucket means nothing. He left it in the seat. Hold it!
Hold it!
You still wish to deny your actions? You still wish to deny reality and accuse me of murder? But I'm not in denial. Though he's not an ambassador anymore, he's still got a real bad attitude. And it's because he's no longer ambassador that he can let himself speak freely. A Robocop? Every criminal? But by Alter 9? Alter 9? Well, he's not holding anything back, and neither should I. Wait! For the sake of the case, please refrain from what I think you're about to do. Quite the pair of frightening women you are. Quite the pair. But I digress. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Even if he was found in Bubble, he was killed somewhere else.
Objection!
Stop bluffing, because you can't prove what you're claiming. If this were a court-martial in my country, you'll have already been removed from the room. Are you taunting us on purpose? Because I'll be happy to show you my clothes.
Hold it!
Call on Agent Lang. Tell me to find him my way with evidence, so he should provide some evidence. I was just joking. I'm not so easily ruffled by the likes of him. Too bad, though I'm no longer an ambassador. It still could be an international incident. You have the will to threaten us with that mouth of yours. And perhaps you can use it to return to the testimony. Very well. But to be fair, you should watch what you say as well. There's no way for me to have transported his body from the theater to Bubble. Hold it!
Hold it!
If that's really so, could easily blackmail your subordinates to be quiet and then removed the body.
Objection!
That's quite an insult to me and my subordinates, and I'm afraid he can't have that. It's very difficult to enter my embassy, and the guards always conduct a thorough check. Signature weapon called Alter 9? Didn't know. I didn't know that guns had some names. Oh, definitely models. If someone so much as makes an unnatural movement that arouse their suspicions, cannot think of it. There wasn't anything natural about him in the footage. Wait, let me think about that for a second. Mr. Alba said that the guards would become suspicious if someone acts unnaturally. What does mean? But then, by the same token, the guards would not become suspicious if someone were to act naturally. If we retrace Mr. Alba's movements, we should find some hint to solve this case. Well, right after the Seal Samurai stage show, he went back to Alabasta, right? From there, he started preparing for his speech in the Alabastian embassy. It does sound like it's not possible to read. See, it was not possible for him to have gone to the Bubbly's embassy. Complicated out. Someone was very good in writing scenarios. Okay, it does sound like it wasn't possible for him to have gone to the Bubbly's embassy. Could not have gone to Bubble, but the body didn't remain at the theater either. It's possible that the body was temporarily taken to a different location first. Which location? Okay, let's show cards. Objection.
Objection!
Yes. Actually, I do believe there was a way to transport the body out of the theater. Perhaps you should give this a look. What that's supposed to be? It's footage from a security camera that captured the state of the immigration area. Should I congratulate you on getting your hands on it? Just letting you know that you're not the only ones watching your every moment. Thank you for the warning. Now, if you could take a good look at this section here. This lamp here, inside the pushcart. Do you know what's causing it? Should I? Because I don't. In that case, allow me to enlighten you. This is the cause of the natural lamp under the cloth of the pushcart. And what's supposed to show? The body? Take that.
Take that!
What is the meaning of showing me that? It's to say that the natural bulge in the pushcart is Mr. Conscience's body. And the still samurai will his body away from the real crime scene. What a guess. But I wonder if you have any evidence to support it. I mean, that's for now this but a hypothesis. However, if you can't prove it, I'm afraid I must be on my way. Don't have any more time to play with you people. Sorry. I took so long, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Gummy? I'm sure. And that there's still summarized postcard? Yes, sir. Found it in the open-air stage area. So that's where you went. That kind of spirit that Pops left me with. So I follow my gut and go with it, sir. So, Mr. Edgeworth, is worth anything to the case? Yes. It just might play a major role in solving this case, detective. And something isn't right. So that the entire samurai family was in Alabast. Where exactly in the open-air stage area did you find this pushcart? I'm just lying there, at the edge of the stage, sir. Oh, well, let's leave that for now and examine the inside, detective. Yes, sir. Blood? It's blood. This must be Mr. Cochin's blood. It surely goes to prove that Mr. Cochin's body was indeed transported by this pushcart. I believe you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Cochin at this theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then you found the still samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. Force him to move the body into Alabast? What nonsense! Why would I bother to do such a thing? It was scheduled to make a speech in Alabast. It was difficult for you to make a stop in Babel. However, what if you moved the body to Alabast? Because it was your embassy, could keep an eye on it, tamper with the evidence, and then you smuggled it out of Alabast. No. What are those black spots on his face? Like ink. like it's some kind of cracked mask. If I can show how you move the body from alabas to bubble holes, it's fine. Then I win. But you can't. The security between the two countries is incredibly tight. But Clash Dry Mask. I'll be the one to judge whether I can or cannot prove it. And so I ask him to provide us with testimony concerning your movements after you return to Alabasta. Miles Edgeworth. Have you figured it out? Do you know how the body was moved? To be honest, I have nothing to support my hypothesis at this time. However, I don't believe I have made a mistake in my logic up to this point. Which means... Who's Tango? Who is Tango? There's no question that can be answered, right? The Primitive Starter was smiled successfully through a brief flight through the air. So why shouldn't there be an answer as to how the body was moved? Which means that there must be a logic flaw somewhere I can exploit. After returning to Alabasta, had my picture taken with the still samurai, shaking hands. Then just as I was about to start my speech, the grass appeared. Feared for the national treasures, so raced back to my office. And that's all, so short? And that's all? Almost my words. Yes, that's all.
Objection!
Looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of the Mask II. Furthermore, you left out the part about meeting with me in office. Those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. I don't hate to waste time. What? You? Is not every life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through this society. Creature? Birdman? Male human? Red face? Ah, this one! This one I know. Well, better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you'd like. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
So why was it only the Steel Samurai? I saw the Pink Princess was also around. Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at the time, and the doctors recommended that she rest. Oh, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. So you tend to strain your back as well, huh? But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? You need to keep up the act, no matter what, I suppose. The point of this is not to discuss my back problems. About 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Nancy the Grass was just a trick that you had set up. A most amusing joke. And how do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arrange the spotlight in the rose garden so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Hildegrass's shadow It's an interesting tale, sadly it has nothing to do with me. You know, what it's going to take for you to face up to anything. Very well, then let's move on to a different question. After the Edgeworth appeared, what was the statue of the Rose Garden? State. Everyone took refuge inside the embassy, even helped with the effort. And then, once everyone was inside, well, front for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Hold it!
Hold it!
And what happened after you returned to your office? Don't want to keep on repeating this, however. Upon my return, had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Maskman.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either. But his name was the Mask II. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the primitive statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for the fake. Talk about an unlucky man being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. So karma is really letting you be fly now. I think the scary part is your silence while she's doing it. She must be at the limits of your patience as well. Physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. Can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I'll be able to prove that he's actually guilty of anything. I finished here, so there were no flaws at all? Else, Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved to Bubble? Sir, Mr. Edgeworth, even after proving so much, he's going to get away with it. The end? It appears that you made it just in time. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. And he found his son? Wonderful. Your magistrate, it is time for you to pay. It's the Steel Samurai? No, you're mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, Merit Man of Neo Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgeworth! Holy shit. Alright. Two people that I wanted to see the least. Why? What are you two doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Seiji. Just wanted to help. I'm gonna get the bet. What the heck? Why the heck you interrupt him? Go away. How can you be so mean to us, Edgeworth? All three of us came to lend a hand, and this is how you treat us? No, in this grant. And I see they managed to find the Iron Infant. Does it really matter right now? Hey, is it just me, or is the Iron Infant completely soaked? Oh yeah. Found him in Bubble, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second! Buddy, go back to what you just said. Feel that you made it? No. That far back. Not that far back. Something about finding the Iron Infant in Bubble. You found it in a pool? Don't recall there being one in Bubble. Really? Oh, that? That was an alibust the whole time, so I have no idea how the Iron Infant wound up in Bubble. I thought I had lost here in the Rose Garden. I guess maybe these cute kids can swim, huh? Wait, what? Polly, you lost the Iron Infant in the Rose Garden? Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him and...
Hold it.
That's enough, Larry. The Iron Infant that Lani Ross managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the Iron Infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool. That's what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. Underwater between two pools? The key to the route the Iron Infant took to travel from Alabas to Bavalis. Did you grasp them? Bilateral symmetry? This one? That's right. This embassy was built with bilateral or bilateral, supposed to be symmetry in mind. In the Gamsha. Yes, sir. There is a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Something like that really exists, sir? Embassy built in bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. There?
Take that.
Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. It's too late. It doesn't matter now what you do. It's all waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, it's here, sir. There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this embassy are mirror images of each other, which means that there's also a pool at the corresponding location on the bubbly side. Mr. Cochin's body was moved into a bubble through the pool in Alabaster. Avoiding the topic with a blank answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof, if you have any. Which proof? The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool. And not just any pool, it was the bubbliest one. Things might be obvious at this point. What must be true? The water reservoirs in the two courtiers are connected. And where's your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right there, before your eyes. Half-drowned Iron Infant. This blasted doll? Not the action figurine. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey. Don't tell me, you guys figured everything out without me? We did, thanks to this hero of Justice Hub. You know, he's just a doll. He managed to help foam the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Look, I don't want to say this, but it's kinda unlikely that the body just happened to have passed on through the bubble. This guy's a doll. He's small, so I can believe it made it, but it has a point. Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you going to next propose that a dead body can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our cheese, this man, is far from over. Don't you know? Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He realized a flaw in my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In each case, I should return the favor and find an answer. Sink that geyser? And another thing, Mr. Cochin's body was found in his office in Marble. So what happened to his body that was transferred to the open air station? In this case we have this wet pig, part of the nave. Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Bubble, remember? You mean Shikna, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? That's right. Shikna would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. Sounds like your hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. Check the body as well. The body wasn't badly burned by the fire because it was wet. Obviously. In the end, it's all just the befuddled musings of an accusatory man. Maybe. Now then, I believe you should give up and allow me passage. Because from the start there was no feasible method of transporting the body. But Mr. Prosecutor, call Shikna moment. What was happening in the embassy around that time Miss Shikna was in Bubble? Only there was a way to get rid of the water in the pool. Get rid of the water? That's it! Now I believe this time you really are done, right? Unfortunately for you, it's far from all, Mr. Alba. A most persistent man. Are you saying that you thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That is completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. But wait a second, it was out of filling all the time, so water was running all the time, no? But okay. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. What should I show? The fire? Take that.
Take that.
Tonight, the Edgeworth was set afire to a variety of locations in the Bubbly's embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. So what? The water level went down? The reservoirs were connected? Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. Both know what kind of situation we are in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical, game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. Haven't lost yet. Found the route we used to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by the firefighting effort, still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. Should figure out that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls, either. It will be difficult for Shikna to hold the body and climb up out of the pool. There's footholds along the walls? There was no need for such things. Really? What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up or down in the pool at will. Looks like you got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Shikna and the body were able to rise up to ground level. There was a way to control the water level. It could be the way the body was moved. This was used so that the body and Miss Shikna could move up and down the pool. Out of feeling? So they were sitting in the water, it was going down, moving, it's going up. We don't know, it sounds stupid, kinda. But it's saying up and down the pool, so I'll use this one. Take that.
Take that.
Mr. Alba used the fountain spouts in a manner of speaking. Use the fountain spouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the spouts. Miss Shikna and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in the water? Buoyancy? Buoyancy? The fire on the bubbly side and the fire-fighting effort. They were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Albert closed the fountain spouts in advance, in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the rose garden. No, it would take several hours to do all of this, but they somehow managed to do this. Passive ability to float. And pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the bowl. This time Miss Shikna was busy conveniently starting the first fire in bubble. She then made for the open-air stage pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters neared the water in the pool, the water level went down, and by the time the fire was put out, between the two poles was exposed. Like this, I thought they were using some hose submerging the water, but no. Miss when she pushed the pushcart from alabaster into bubble, and that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain spouts once more. But I know for sure that it takes hours to do something like this. It's not fast. And the water level rose up to its original level, along with Miss Shikna and the water. After that, Miss Shikna used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There's an elevator in the embassy after all, so you see, even with her small frame, she could easily transport Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious extraterritorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Why to fight back? You accuse me of moving the body cross-country lines. But when you get down to the 90 greater, you don't have what it takes to indict me. And 90 greater? What does the old man want now? Proof, I believe, is what he seeks. Actually, I have nothing here. Yes, proof. Without any, who is to say whether or not any of what you said really happened? That's proof. What are you going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? It's no need to worry. I had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found the pushcart in the open-air stage area, so, too, did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence, sure it was not him, is what will prove that the pools were the smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to Bubble's open-air stage area, but it was knife. But should I show the pic? Take that.
Take that!
And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Bubbly's side will be your undoing. Guitar pick. Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps chagrin? But this is not a guitar pick. What? This? Something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported in the body. I should assume that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with that, after all. But since you don't allow me fill you in on what I found at the stage actually belongs to. Select the knife. Take that.
Take that!
Let us take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of this knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now let's see what happens when we try to fit this peak in that open slot. It's a perfect fit. Assume that the petal must have fallen off of the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder, and then was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body. It's an interesting story. Nothing more. Well, sure, assure you, it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet, you say? Yes, and the only place it could gotten wet from is the open-air stage pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon, which was smuggled into the theater, end up in the open-air stage area on the Bubbly's side of the embassy? Don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, and this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went from the Rose Gardens pool on through into Bubble. Impossible. The people of Jennifer have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home. You'll be in there soon. You should be happy. This. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking that question. Should know from the very beginning. When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot, or how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we are here to see to it that justice served to people like you. A second, he did nothing this day. Actually, it was yesterday because it's already midnight, I believe. No one ever caught him. Never. Time is it? Basically 7. Alright. Because we are here to see to it that justice served to people like you. You. I'm cool that you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy is going to ever admit to his wrongdoing, Mr. Edgeworth. Because he values himself above all else. Who can be negotiated with all people who refuse to admit that they lost. I believe those kinds of people really exist, because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all of the evidence I have. I'll use it all until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. Wow. Will they restore my HP? What is it? Maybe not. It's already 3 AM. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. All the time. As if there's anything else for me to testify about. I have yet to fully prove that it was Mr. Alba who murdered Mr. Cochin. Well, I'd like to hear about your movements before the murder occurred. I wonder if you could tell us about what you did here at the Theatrum Neutralis. Very well, I suppose I could tell you about that. Because about all I did was watch the Still Samurai stage show. And I'm writing on even that alone is good enough for me. Edge of Pool? Edge the Pool. And Piglet. The only way for me to place this man under arrest is to pinpoint the exact location of where the murder took place, for that is the key to this investigation. Actually, we must figure it out. When was his chest actually damaged? And with what? This one. Oh, it's sped up. I watched from the last row. The stage was well lit, but it was dark out in the audience. I say I was there in the audience, but it's hard to prove that, I suppose. I do remember the contents of the show very well, though. It's proof enough for you? Beach contents. Those golden sands were seared into this old man's heart. I'll never forget them. So you were in the theater proper, watching the Still Samurai stage show, were you? Because I was. Actually, I know what it's leading to. Okay, let's see. Have a great fondness for the Still Samurai. Yeah, I was pretty cool up there, wasn't I? It will be about this move that he replaced. You're not the one who was cool, and the Still Samurai who is cool. Yeah, and the Still Samurai special finishing move today was really something, huh? Indeed. About this special. Hey, Jen. Who's she? Who's this super cute girl? He's been standing here this whole time and only now he noticed her? Her name is Kay Faraday, and she's helping me in my investigation. Sorry I didn't get to introduce myself earlier. But better late than never. Yeah, it's okay. I'm Larry Butts. Silence in the peanut gallery. There's no time for such trivialities at a time like this. The prosecutor is the final battle. You got that? I know. This is the end. For that man there. Now that's the kind of thing I like to hear. I think I'll give trust in you a try, Mr. Prosecutor. Or rather, Mr. Edgeworth. I leave this critical battle up to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Have no fear, I'll finish the job. This really is the endgame. The time has come to expose every last one of Mr. Alba's lies. Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Well, I remember the contents of the show as well myself. That's nice. That's nice? Satchers, don't allow yourself to be rolled up by him at this important juncture. I wasn't planning to let him. But if you ask me, I think I am the biggest Steel Samurai expert around here. And did you think the climatic stand of today's show was just totally awesome? Yes, I remember that well. And that spectacular special move. The way you delivered the final blow against the evil magistrate. Early summer range up. Oh, that stand will live on in my heart forever. How it went? I totally forgot about that. How can you forget your own special moves? A special attack that the Steel Samurai uses when he's using the Samurai Spear. Yes, and today was the first time they showed it off, was it not? If I hadn't watched the show, how could I answer you with the name of the move? Of course you're correct, but if you could, please elaborate on this point for me. One of the stands was of his never before seen early summer range up. Never before seen. Why did he read about this? But anyway, it was not this move. Objection.
Objection!
The special move today was the early summer range up? That's your final answer?
Objection!
You little irritating nut. Who? Do you think you can trip me up by asking the same question over and over? It was not my intention. Your testimony is more than sufficient. However, I believe it would be wise for you to take a look at this. Samurai Spear? What about it? This spear actually never made it on stage today. Excuse me? Unfortunately for you, tonight's Steel Samurai happened to be a goof of a young man with an abundance of useless hot-bloodedness. Having said useless man bent the spear during his rehearsal this evening. Okay, do you remember what the Steel Samurai special move was tonight? The Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. Correct, because he couldn't use the spear. A last-minute change was made. Had you really been watching the show, you would know the move that was used. Quirkle's album. Tell me his name. You didn't watch even a single minute of the Steel Samurai stage show tonight, did you? Aha, so if he wasn't watching the show tonight, it opens up the possibility that he was busy killing Mr. Cochin instead. Actually, he himself killing all of these people. So where were you during the show? Demand an answer, no. Just what is so funny? You're so sloppy. And so are your conclusions. I still insist that I watched the show, or most of it, in any case. What do you mean by most of it? You see, during the show I left my seat for a spell to visit the bathroom. I assume that was when the dramatic stand was played out on stage. That's in the lousest, lamest excuse I've ever heard in my life, pal. Just because he got the name of the move wrong. I can't really use it as proof that he didn't watch the show at all. As a fan of the Steel Samurai, had wanted to watch the entire show, honest. As a Steel Samurai fan, for someone who wasn't even in his seat for the climax of the show. You have no right to call yourself a Steel Samurai fan, ever. Was that just now? It would be I, young lady. Lady, what are you doing interrupting me like that? Hey, just hold for a second, I beg. You may never accept this old man as a Steel Samurai fan, but I totally think he's a still... What? Who? Some maniac? Why is the heck they added orange text here? Barely can read it. What exactly a Steel Samurai? Oh, it's visible. With the dark background. I believe he meant to say Steel Samurai Maniac. Yeah, and trust me, I know a real fan when I see one, because I'm the Steel Samurai. I'll now acknowledge you as the true Steel Samurai. What are you getting so worked up over, Mr. Edgeworth? Apparently that the real Steel Samurai recognizes me as a fan. As well, he should, for I am a fan. It's not as though I missed the entire show. It's the most amazing show, filled with the spirit of the young, and the young at heart. The circles dripping from his long wooden nose couldn't run any thicker. Getting the name of the move wrong only proved that he didn't watch the last scene. What I really need here is something more definitive. Something that links Mr. Alba directly to the murder of Mr. Manicochin. You know what, Scrums? You're really something else. I'm honored to receive such praise from the Steel Samurai. But what is it for? Well, I was just wondering how you found out about the early summer rain job. It's also what I thought. That move is a bit of a secret that only a small portion of the staff know about. Wait, it was a secret? But we know already that it was secret. It was said several minutes ago. Harry, wait, what did you just say? Did I say something stupid again? You saying the early summer rain job was actually a secret? Well, maybe I shouldn't have said secret. It's more like we only decided on the name of the move right before the start of the show. Right before? Yeah, the stage director was going nuts because he was supposed to debut the move. About 5 minutes before the show, he threw it up on the dressing room's whiteboard. Early summer rain job? So he saw it exactly here. It's kinda how we decided the name of the one. But by that time, I already banned the spell, so I guess the whole thing was kinda pointless. The Steel Samurai actors are the same. The actor has my complete sympathy. So basically, because we changed the move to the sushi slash, kinda pretending that the early summer rain job didn't exist at all. I mean, it would be better if someone found out we'll change the move. So we made it a secret. So basically a gag order was issued for publicity's sake. I was make the early summer rain job sound like a lost art. Yeah, which is why I think most of the staff haven't even heard of the move. Hold up lips of yours still. The heckle, man. I've done nothing but listen, and from what I can tell, it's all very unrelated to the case. It's also very tedious and a pointless exercise in wasting time, much like a kids show. Mr. Alba, I believe the one who should be quiet now is you. He didn't get notifications. But it's not a cat this time. Damn it, now I need to close it. It's not so easy. Waste my stream. What the heck is going on? Alright. How dare you? Suspect that you already noticed exactly what the very several implications are in the man's testimony. Just a car. But usually at this time, when it's dark, there are cats outside. Cats are not sleeping at night. They're sleeping during daytime. And they're active, inspecting the garden. So, now you're trying to bully me, huh? There are no implications to be read into a behind-the-scenes story of a kids show. Actually, I like that there are cats at night. I mean, stray cats. Because they are eating scorpions and snakes. Indeed. Simply attacking them. Protecting the premises. Don't even think about trying to slither your way out of this, Focus Alba. You are the one who said it yourself, that the name of the move was Early Summer Raindrop. But that name was only decided upon right before the show was about to start. So, that's what you're driving at. Well, the only problem is that cats can attract mountain lions. But I hope no. Well, wolves are still around. But soon they will disappear because they're still building houses. So they'll be pushed back away to the woods. The name of the move you told us was never used in the show or said aloud. Well then, would you care to tell us about how you found out the name of that move? Because I can only think of one way to know. Professor Albert, that's the only way you could know the name of the special move. God damn it. I actually bite my tongue. Still have no water, but okay. You asked about it. You sought it up. Obviously he saw it. You knew the name because you saw it. You saw it on the dressing room's whiteboard. Staff members who knew were keeping it a secret. So you couldn't have simply gone up to staff member and asked about Carl. Which means that the only other option left is that you saw it on the whiteboard. So that means that Mr. Alba was in the waiting room at some point, right? But what the big deal, sir? Let's see what that means, because there was a card here, saw it. In someone's memories. There's another piece of evidence that has a great deal to do with the dressing room. Well, what I saw about cats, their paws, they can easily tap the snake on the head, and snake just dies almost instantly. So we can't afford to let this slide. So it's several times in real life. So related to what? The dressing room, the Mr. Conscious murder. Pushcart. Take that.
Take that!
The pushcart that was used to move the body was right there in the dressing room. Well, it saw scorpions. Foxes and cats, they just, if they see them, just grab them immediately, without thinking. On the show, the pushcart awaited its turn to be pushed on stage in the dressing room. And was finally pushed there along with the Iron Infant in the last scene of the show. And then, right after the show ended, turned into Alabast along with the Steel Samurai. Which means that the only time the killer could play the body inside the pushcart was when the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. Return fire? Mongoose. Mongooses are in Australia, right? So they can never be. Actually, in the past I saw them in Africa. Maybe they're from Africa? Hold on. Yes, my. Mongoose. Wiki. Where the heck are they living? No, they're living in Africa. And partially in South Asia, I believe. Sadly, not in the United States. Alright. Because it would be nice to have them here. I don't understand why people saying constantly, oh, they're like what? Invasive species, etc. What's the problem with invasive species? It's still the same planet, who cares? They want to say that people must live in the countries where they're born. Or they will be invasive species. Stupid. Hedgehogs? Had never seen any hedgehog here, sadly. But gray foxes, they eaten all the insects around. When the pushcart was in the dressing room backstage. So basically the killer has to be someone who visited the dressing room during the show. Precisely. But wait, what if... And this is just a what if? What if the murder didn't take place in the dressing room? Do you mean Kane? I have to admit, she brings up a wild possibility. During the show, the dressing room was supposed to be devoid of people. Craydon. Anyone going into the private dressing room would stand out like a sore thumb. But despite that, the killer still managed to move the body with their pushcart. Correct, and it is because of the setup of the theater's dressing room. It would be the ideal location for the murder of Manny Cochin. Kirkus Alba, during the show, you went down to the dressing room. And I want to know why. Yes. Hold on. Let's check this. Yes, I was there. I went into the dressing room. I knew it. I'm placing you under arrest right now, pal. You got that? Arrest!
Objection!
Not so fast. What is it? What is it now? Don't deserve a chance to explain myself? Explain? What's there to explain? I believe I told you earlier that I went to the bathroom. Well, I got lost when I did. I went to ask for directions, but when I opened the dressing room door, no one was inside. And that's when I saw the name of the move on the whiteboard. Hunk, still trying to get out of this? You really think you can get away at this point? Besides, isn't there anything you can do to stop him? I don't have enough evidence on hand to do anything. I have the outside evidence I need to put this man away for good. But that's what I need, perhaps. Agent Lang, I believe an investigation of the... We'll be investigating dressing room? The question is in order. It's possible that we may find new evidence there. Yeah, if Mr. Edgeworth pokes around there, sure he'll find some new facts, pal. And if we use Little Thief, we may even learn something from a recreation. You don't need to do any of that. What? Coffee? How could you? I'm not saying this to be mean. Charlotte already searched there. My men really are something else. They found nothing? There's only one thing I can say to you, sis. It's that they found nothing. That's it. I guess you're right. If they had found something, they would brought it to us. You couldn't find anything because there was nothing there to find. And if there's no info to fit into Little Thief, then can't do much to help either. This the end? The murder took place in this theater. She's not protected under extraterritorial rights. And the fact that it was Mr. Alba himself who committed the murder and prove both statements to be true, Mr. Alba walks away a free man. Then no other course of action left to us. It appears that your hand of cards has turned out to be a bust. Now if you will excuse me, because a few people missed my flight, I must make haste to arrange for a new one. What now? Who is in this time? Hold it right there, you whippersnappers. First Larry and now you! First with that scary, mobster-like skull on your face, Edgeworth. Don't treat me like I'm some sort of nuisance. I've been meaning to say this, but all of you keep talking about things I don't get at all. You only win this lady in the set, depressing, lonely dust that I'm about to cry in. Why did you have to speak up right at this instant? But you know what, Edgeworth? Cheer up, because I'm about to give you the most wonderful thing. The most wonderful thing? From you? It's so super special that I couldn't give it away to just anyone, you know? My special present of love to my sweet Edgeworth. Are you ready? Hear this. It's a box of those samurai dogs, right? Yes. Oh, Edgeworth, here, go on and eat one and you'll feel as right as rain. How will it help me? Still didn't use it in the evidence. I mean, it's through him. They use this card for samurai dogs? But of course, why did everyone get so quiet all of a sudden? Edgeworth, tell me you understand the depths of this lady's love for you. I'm not one to hand out snacks willy-nilly. You know? No, sir. The thought occurred to me that begins is auto-progressing. But okay, let's do it. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do anything about her? There's no power on earth that can force that woman into silence. But I'm so sick and tired of it. All you people do is look down on me. Even this box of samurai dogs played me for a fool. Had a special design and it's fun. Like the Japanese flag. So I thought it was special. But when I ate one, it tasted just like all the rest. Made me so mad. It's blood? And good night, Kiev. But I think like we 30 minutes left, but I'm not sure. But a special box with a Hinamaro-like fun on it? Maro means round. Never heard of such a piece of merchandise existing before. However, there it is. The red rising sun on this fun is filled in. Is it possible? Could it be? After the show, the samurai dogs were piled up on the dressing room floor. However, there's no such thing as a rising sun dog. Obviously blood. This contradiction of facts within something that should not exist and yet does. The rays from this rising sun may be just what we need to point us in the right direction. Why we are adding it to the logic? You're not going to investigate anything, isn't it? I present. The studio big wigs basically told us to play deliverables. And nobody actually received it. I'm supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. Had to pile them all into the pushcart just to move them on. And if you understand what this means, correct? You killed Mr. Kochan at this theater and then placed his body inside the pushcart. And then found this still samurai to unwittingly move the body for you. It's time to piece the final pieces of this logic puzzle together. No matter how fragile or small the connection may be, once you found them all, the way to the truth will be revealed. Ah, no investigations. So what, samurai dogs and rising sun dogs? Box of samurai dogs were sitting in the postcards, taken from the dressing room. The killer place. Who cares about what connected this? No! Not exactly a shining example. Okay, this though. Still what? Why is he the last one? The killer used the pushcart to transform the body, which means that they had to remove the samurai dogs from within first. Therefore, the samurai dogs that were piled up on the dressing room floor were most likely taken out of the pushcart by the killer. Well, there cannot be any mistake now. That which should not exist. This box of samurai dogs with the Hinamura on it. Kinda interesting that they didn't explain the word. Didn't localize it. In this red rising sun was spilled in when the killer was busy removing dogs from the pushcart. And wait a second, it's supposed to be an American show. But it's clearly a Japanese one. Completely not localized. And actually, that's good. Then it's proof that the murder took place in the dressing room. As long as this red substance turns out to be what I believe it to be. Bandy Albach. And thank you. What you have given to me is truly something very special. Chapeau! Mr. Edgeworth, are you sure you're feeling okay, sir? Mr. Alba, as I suspected, you killed Mr. Cochin in the dressing room. How many times must I listen to you repeat yourself? Haven't you figured it out yet? Your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. The only way I'm going to continue to cooperate is with some definitive evidence. That's arrogance, that's self-confidence. You know that you erased every piece of evidence that could incriminate you. However, there remains one piece here. This what will put you away for good. Bluffing. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, sounds like you finally found them. Finally found the funds we need to go after this guy's gigolo. So tell us, what about that box of samurai dogs is doing to put the old man away? Trace evidence that will bring him down? Why, it's here, of course. Aren't they supposed to be hot? This is they called. Box of samurai dogs. The rising sun found it. This should never have existed. So I want you all to take a good look at this red spot. It's a single drop of blood. Huh? What? Blood, you say? Actually, I like this blood analyzed post-haste. I've got to admit, I'm a bit surprised. I can't believe we found blood in a place like this. Hey you, get this down to the lab pronto. So why was there blood on that box to begin with? Think about the flow of the crime. I think the reason will become obvious. Larry, you're saying that you transformed the samurai dogs with the pushcart, correct? Yeah? You have a great memory, Jim. And pushcart was a bit too big for my son, you know what I mean? So to make sure everyone could see him, had to pile some stuff in it. Here the samurai dogs were there, so I used them to fill up the cart. If what Maria says is true, what were the boxes doing on the floor? Oh, I see. The killer took them out in order to place the body in the pushcart. Exactly, and that is when I believe the victim's blood found its way onto that box. But when my man investigated that room, not a single box of samurai dogs was in there, because embassy staff members had already confiscated them. Yes, no doubt, to hide the evidence of the murder. It's good thing Miss Olbach managed to steal that one box before they got to Sam, huh? Looks like Miss Olbach also managed to put this great thief to shame. What a scandalous way of putting that. I didn't steal, received it from myself. Professor Alba, I'll think this was one very fatal oversight on your part. Sorry to rain on your little love fest. However, how can he be so self-confident in a no-win situation for him like this? You know that blood turns out to belong to Mr. Cochin. Then what? So, Mr. Edgeworth, sounds like he's not ready to call it quits yet, huh? Some piece of evidence. It was left at the scene of the crime. But alone has shed light on a new fact. At the very least, we now have proof that the murder occurred in the dressing room. And saying that's like it means something. Excuse me, sirs? It will be his blood? Report. What were the results of the analysis? Sir, the analysis came back and confirmed that the red substance is blood. Good. This, Quercus Alba. Mr. Edgeworth, I wonder if you might humor my question. Your question? The one from before. Have you forgotten? Even if that is, it's in Conscience blood, what difference would it make? Like we already told you, proves that the crime scene was that dressing room. But it doesn't prove that I am the killer, does it? That's... It's a very good point. Blood on that box doesn't prove that Mr. Awa is the killer. And this evidence? It's meaningless? It can be. It's so close, sir. Okay, it must be Albert's blood. I wanna smile that smug look on his face. Come on, there's gotta be something we can do. If I found a solid piece of evidence, there must be something I can expose with it. I can't think of a single thing. I can... Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way. Who was that? It's too late. I won't allow anyone to stop me now. It wasn't me, Paul. It wasn't me this time, either. It wasn't me, either. It was me. Why did you? Because I haven't finished reporting everything to you yet, sir. There's more? What? Hurry up and spit it out! Yes, sir. That's what I mentioned. It's not of the same blood type as the victim's blood. No. What? What do you mean it's not the same type? You mean it's not the victim's blood? If it isn't his, then who the hell is it? Next he'll tell us that he cut his finger. I don't know, sir. All I know is that it's not the same blood type as the victim, sir. But still, he can say that he has, how's it called? Heroic systems? Why not? What should we do now? Mr. Edgeworth have no idea what's what anymore. Neither do I. My, when I'm using tornado events. That blood drop proved something to be true alright, namely my words. And which one of your words would that be? The ones where I said that your words are meaningless, worthless, and powerless. That blood has nothing to do with the murder investigation whatsoever. It remind you that the blood got into that box long before it entered my embassy? Sort of nonsense. Yeah, it's blood, Paul. So wait, it's not related to the murder. So you would like to believe? But what if someone preparing the samurai dogs had a small nosebleed? Ah, nosebleed. I didn't say about it. What then? Yeah, that's possible. But have you been wasting our time on a red herring? Blood doesn't belong to anyone connected to the case. That should be clue enough. Professor Alba, you bastard! Silence! Don't you ever address me. It's such a filthy word again. I wasted enough time here with you. You have your answers. Now let me through. Alba, doesn't matter. Where you run off to, you'll never escape me. Someday I'll have the satisfaction of thinking my fangs into you. You'll see. And all of Interpol will be behind me, working to see to it that that day comes. Do you know what your words sound like to me? They sound like the whinings of a pathetic loser of a mutt. Is this really the extent of all what we can do? And the blood's really from someone completely unrelated to the case? Or is there another possibility, someone else other than the victim? Yes, when I saw that I had him backed into a corner, his eye has been baked into one. In a situation like this, what would that man do? What would he who can turn any desperate situation around do? Turn it around? That's it! I must turn my way of thinking around. It's not whose blood is this, it's whose blood could get onto the box like this. And if I think about it that way, the blood got onto the box, the body was being placed into the pushcart. Giving it to us like it's something epic, mastermind thinking that's so obvious from the beginning. Then the owner of said blood must have been in the dressing room at the time. And there's only one person that could be. I must praise you for trying so hard. It's because of you kids that I was removed from center stage. And you'll be forced to live all the rest of my life in the shadows, unfortunately. You are old rest of your life. 6 months, max. That's not a total loss, and the underworld will allow me more freedom than you'll ever know. Freedom like what the raven feels as it flies through the dark night sky. I can't lay a finger on you. Not now or ever. The arm of the law is powerless before me.
Objection!
Powerless, isn't it? I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you. What do you mean? Allow me to describe you in one word. Pitiful. Pitiful? How so? Carcass Alba, your wings were clipped long ago. And for someone who is trying to fly away on them without noticing that fact, pitiful is the perfect word to describe you. have words. I mean by his wings are clipped, Mr. Edgeworth. Just what you think it means, Kane. Had already caught him in our trap a while back. His incredibly powerful, definitive piece of evidence. Hey, as to Mr. Prosecutor, care to speak in English? What are you talking about? What piece of evidence? The piece I speak of is of course this drop of blood. But we know that it's not from the victim. Don't see how it remains relevant to the case at all. It's from karma. I believe that is exactly why it's very important to the case. And the part that is the most important in the fact that it's not the victim's blood. You're looking a little pale. Good. I believe you are already aware of what I mean. You know who the blood belongs to? Of course I do. This piece of evidence is the irrefutable proof that will stop the killer in his tracks. The blood that served this box of samurai dogs belongs to this person. Matthew, take that.
Take that!
The blood of the rising sun on this box belongs to you, Carcos Alba. What? What do you mean what? He's the only one who's bleeding here. Why is his blood on the box of samurai dogs? It's not even a victim. The blood fell onto the box when Mr. Cochin's body was being loaded into the pushcart. At that time, the only two people in the dressing room were the victim and his killer. So, that's what you mean? Blood doesn't belong to the victim? And there's only one other person it could belong to. But actually, Alba said that he entered this room, there was nobody inside. He could say that he spotted some samurai dogs and took one. Yes, and that person is the murderer himself. The only logical conclusion. Mr. Cochin, the one who stopped Sir. Why would Mr. Alba have been the one who was bleeding? What if during the murder Mr. Cochin had fought back? I mean, before Mr. Alba could kill him, Mr. Cochin managed to wound Mr. Alba. Yes, and I believe we have a piece of evidence that proves that he was bleeding then. This one? Take that.
Take that!
Mr. Alba, you bear on your body a great wound. Because from when the second attacked me, it's a pair of scissors. Yeah, that happened way after he was in the dressing room. But that's what really happened. You can manufacture a weapon by smearing blood on it, so you can just accept that as fact. Shall we try a test, Mr. Alba, and see if the shape of your wounds match the scissors? Well, if he's not afraid, he can actually entrust the scissor into his body, like this, and change the shape of the wound. You really are something else, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't let a single thing slip you by, no matter how insignificant the possibility. You want to talk, Mr. Alba? Managed to give the law the slip for 10 years at the smuggling ring's leader. No matter the danger, can hide every last ounce of fear and anxiety from everyone. Wait a second. I thought it was 10 years and next 7 years, but looks like it was 3 years and next 7 years. Completely confused me. So in this case, 10 years ago, she was 19 years old. No, he was... It's impossible. Truly are a one-of-a-kind criminal. I am the master of my firm. However, to think that a person such as you could miss such a large thing. You believe I overlooked something? You said that my wound was caused by Mr. Cochin, and it was caused here in one of the theater's dressing rooms, right? You ask the weapon? Well, weapon is kinda obvious. Yes, that is correct. I'd like to point out, simply not possible. A wound is a stab wound, a one that could only have come from a blade. Wonder where you will propose that such a weapon came from. The theater was packed with security guards. It would be impossible for anyone to come into this area with a weapon of any sort. But he came with weapon of any sort. Just as Mr. Alba was able to bring in the alabaster knife in a bucket, there must have been some other way to sneak in a weapon of some sort. But as long as you can prove what that other way is. Hello, your talk about Mr. Cochin stabbing me is pure nonsense. So, if that other way does exist, better hurry and tell me now. Wait a second, it contradicts another fact. If he saw that the key can turn into the weapon, he's supposed to know that you can open safe the second time. It was you who was opening it, right? And he didn't tell simply. It's his mistake. This pleasure. Wait, what? This piece of evidence shows us how Mr. Cochin brought a weapon into this theater. Take that!
Take that!
Among law enforcement, this piece is known as the Yatagarasus key. That key? The key that my father stole from here 7 years ago. And it's very unique. And that is both a key and a knife. Meaning that under the guise of a key would be easily brought into the theater. Couldn't dispose of the knife that stabbed you. Therefore, you wiped off the blood and placed it back in Mr. Cochin's pocket. After all, the key itself opens the safe in his office. And inside that safe, there was a document about Condopian paper signed by Mr. Cochin. In order to make it look like Mr. Cochin died at the leader of the smuggling ring. So they were able to open it. There's no need to destroy everything here. Let's see. Had to make it so that the police were the ones who opened that office safe. All that hard work to save yourself only served to destroy you in the end. Shall we try matching these names, Blade, with your wounds, Mr. Marcus Alba? And that is what some may call the Comte de Grace. Impossible. You can't take me down. Swine, all of you. Especially Manny Cochin. It's all because of that man's betrayal. Sought to steal control of the smuggling ring from me by removing me as ambassador. Just why he deserved to die while bearing the guilt for all of my crimes for me. That's why I sent out the Yatagarasus card and how this incident was born. Manny was supposed to be the smuggling ring's leader who was killed by the Yatagarasu. But I had yet another reason, yet another story that was supposed to play out. Manny's death was supposed to bring everything to a close. And I would gotten away with it too. It wasn't for you, meddling prosecutors. Mr. Alba, I'm afraid there's one more question I forgot to ask. These countries, or alibis, which country's courts would you like to face first? Either way, it's game over for you. E? Oh. It was actually L. Done? Gaming was finished. Now, take a look. Yo, this is it. The big day. It's Mr. Alba's trial today. So soon, the next week, he's scheduled to stand trial in his own country, in Alabasta. Francesca is heading that one. Expect she'll be serving a full course of whip lashes at it. Going to face Miss Von Karma in court, right after facing you, sir. Don't even want to think of what that would be like. Got a glimpse of Mr. Alba as he was being escorted into the courthouse. And boy, he looked about as glum as I do the day before I get my monthly paycheck. You know, I have been thinking that flight attendants and even Mr. Portsman were all Mr. Alba's secret agents. Correct. The smuggling ring was the common thread between all the incidents. Camille Miller was to provide support during smuggling ops, using her job as an attendant. And Mr. Portsman was to manipulate trials related to the ring to end in their favor. I fly airlines and even the prosecutor's office. Almost safe from the smuggling ring, huh, sir? I suspect there are even more members of this ring spread throughout the world. It sounds like such a big org that I can't even begin to imagine what it's like. What is it, detective? It's finally cut? It's finally cut! Now it's a new one. See, with Spectre in the garden. I knew this. If I pay attention to investigations. Finally, spot one. This one I didn't see. Usually there's some kind of orange cat. What is it, detective? Nothing. Just, well, come to think of it. Mr. Ernest Amana's trial is also scheduled for later today, sir. I'm aware of that. Mr. Amana has been working with the smuggling ring now for over 10 years. He used the Amana's group various connections worldwide to ascend the ring. But all of that has come to an end, as his conglomerate is now undergoing harsh scrutiny. I owe Mr. Amana a debt of gratitude, but he must pay his debts to society. Along with the rest of both Mr. Alba and Mr. Amana, guess it about wraps up the KJ8 incident as well, huh? I suppose so. The real killer in the KJ8 incident 10 years ago was Manny Cochin. And 7 years ago, the killer in the second KJ8 incident was Mackerel. Those two facts are the unshakable truth, however. Seeing that a lot of effort was put into hiding this and other truths from us. And I will expose it all at the trial today. Solid cases left and right today, aren't you, sir? Says you and that man. Perhaps now, these two brave souls tried to make the truth known can rest in peace. By the way, I received some gifts from Ambassador Paliano. Shrimp, crab, beef. Don't need any of this, so I'm giving them to you. What? Seriously, sir? It's actually, I don't think I want them anymore. The way you're holding them, don't tell me they're just coupons, sir. I'm sure, have you not read the paper recently? Ever since the two countries became Cadopia again, its economy has changed. Really? And it seems that Ambassador Paliano has reaped a few benefits of his own from it. He has been announced as the official ambassador of the newly reunified Cadopia. But what a pity. Even though every item he sent is a treasure, doesn't seem all that interested. Well, if you don't want them, I can give them to my lovely assistant, Kay. Wait! It's not what I said! Oh, besides yours, just let me have them, sir. Actually, come to think of it. Where's Kay? How come she's still not here? Hey, how to be more alert than that? Alert. I can't believe you didn't notice. I was even mimicking Mr. Edgeworth's voice for a bit. I didn't notice you, or realize that voice was you. And this says, ferocious love blooms with each new spring. Agent Lang, a pleasant surprise to see you here. It's been a long time since I set foot in a courthouse, but I wasn't going to miss watching the guy who screwed up my country finally get that's coming to him. Well, that's in something else. I want to see you in action in court. And that's so, Agent Lang. We flushed out all of the counterfeit bills, so Shanghai is finally at peace again. And it's all thanks to you, so just want to say thanks. I never should have seen the day old Wolfie says thanks to Mr. Edgeworth. I should be the one thanking you, Agent Lang. If you hadn't negated... Hold on. Mr. Alba's extraterrestrial rights, I would not have been able to bring him to trial. I believe the victory belongs to the both of us, in this case. A shared victory, huh? Look, don't get me wrong, I'll still never forgive you, prosecutors, and I have zero interest in that truth thing you talk about in court. I always done things my own way, and that's not about to change. You got that? I see, but I believe you should follow your own creed when you do your job. Yeah, and if there's ever someone your precious truth can't catch, feel free to sit around and cry about it all you want. But as for me, I'm going to get that person no matter what. Alright. It's about time for the trial to start. I'll see you later. I'll be watching your performance from the gallery. I'm looking forward to this. It's a whole ton of secret tape for the day's victory, sir. What? Stay. I'll throw them around when Mr. Edgeworth wins. Oh, this one? And we see after each case? Well, not in this game. Hope you got enough, because I'm going to go call my man up as well. And this amount of thicker tape goes a long way. The scene shifts to the courtroom, and the final act of this long, basically it's out of progressing. The legend of the great thief yet gruesome. The story of those who chose to dedicate their lives to finding the truth, maybe. Prosecutors are those who seek a guilty verdict for the defendants, and at the end you have no choice but to win by any means. Why is it it's auto progressing? However, I no longer think that that's all we prosecutors are. That's because why is it so fast? Even though I've only been away from the courtyard for a short time, I feel as though it's been a lifetime since I've set foot in one. Today, more than any other day, I feel the fight. Whatever it is. Or they'll be saying something else again. They might. No, it's what I saw before. Really in Mr. Edgeworth's debt for the other day. Thanks to him, I'm still free to serve in the friendly blue skies. So about my suitcases. I've been selling them on the internet and they become a real sensation. Thanks to the price the art world has lavished on my work as being truly postmodern, the airline has chosen me to design their new line of I-Flight jumbo jets. Just think, someday you'll be able to take a ride in my pink-walled, yellow-seated jet. What? At least it was not so fast this time. Edgeworth? Oh, that's rudeness of rude man. Because of him, my time and money is wasted. But more importantly, I received the most fantastic treasure, the permanent statue of the Principality of Cadopia. It weighs a bit light in my hands, but the Ambassador of Paliana was most generous. To receive the fake one? We finally caught Agent Higgs' killer, was able to witness Mr. Alba's terror eyes. It feels good to finally bring everything to a close, receive another offer from Interpol to work another case in cooperation with them. However, the Cadopian cards await. The best arrow, supposed to be very fresh, so my whip should find new vigor. What was the last word? Hate auto-progression. This auto-progression, there must be a voice acting in the game, This little patrolman has been fired as of today, sir. I thought I was safe since we found the gun I had dropped. But I hadn't noticed that I had dropped my police badge too. Yes, what really broke the camel's back was that I couldn't find my badge. My little life has suddenly tripped into a dark, black hole, sir. I think I'll go to the courthouse and file a complaint with the Rafflesman. Who is Rafflesman? I was actually hoping to talk with Mr. Edgeworth a bit more than I did. But I've got to get going and return to Europe. I've still got a long way to go and a lot of stuff to study there. Next time I help Mr. Edgeworth on a case, I'm going to do it as a real forensic something. I'm sure he's going to need all the help I can give him. Because the kidnapping was staged, I was left off easier. But I won't be going outside much any time soon, but that's really key. The only prison I am forever trapped in the cage of love. The guard down at the detention center, well, when he's on guard duty, he has such a cold look in his eyes, just like that prosecutor. Stop it, Lauren. Will you ever learn to stop being a prisoner of love? Man. What was this? It appears there are all sorts of drama that takes place outside of the courtroom. Since we judges are here day in and day out, I only heard a few rumors, but apparently Mr. Edgeworth teamed up with the thief and became a detective. Maybe I should team up with the bailiff and try to become a lawyer or something. What was this? Yeah, barely escaped death yet again. Yeah, but boy, I will like it to have Mr. Edgeworth help us on one. Yeah, but because I lost the key, I got fired from my security guard job. Don't let it get you down, Major. Still got me. You're right, sir. On be set. Going to pick myself up and get through this. Wonder what my next job should be. Oh, this is actually kind of fun. Why not come to Cadobia for your summer vacation? You have coupons up plenty. Right now, our embassy is proud to present our Let's Investigate a Murder show. Also, recreating that particular case has created a few small fires of its own. Then we had a few problems with the fire marshals, but the next event will be great. It will be an attraction entitled Capture the Yatagarasu. Plus, I hope to enlist Kay's help in creating our latest attraction. QA? I wonder if there were any bugs. Oh, with text, there were some. Can't believe that's Mindy ditched me and went to Japan. But it's okay, because that's how I met Miharu. Planning to go to Paris soon and start a business. We're going to sell blue ocean dogs. Sell like hotcakes, hot dogs for sure. A blue hot dog in a blue bun. Guarantee you, turn your tongue and your face blue. No, I'm not really at that time to work a lot, but already. So I noticed that I really haven't seen it, the guy in the blue suit recently. Wonder what's up. Well, the next time we meet, I'm gonna make him eat blue dogs? Today I gave testimony in court today, as a member of the Yategarasu. Yeah, Mr. Rat, you look well, all things considered. By the way, have you noticed that elements within the ring have begun moving? Probably fighting over who should succeed, but who should be the next boss. Also, to be honest, I wish I could forget I've ever heard of that smuggling ring. As he says, probably bite the poisonous snake from head to tail. No one runs afoul of the law and escape these wolf's fangs. I'll get you all yet. Poisonous? Venomous, you meant. That's a bug. Oh yes, when did I become so old, I wonder? It's a bug. I began noticing the grey hairs in my bird's bone, thinking of returning my mirror. I was the Pink Princess and the Pink Badger, all in the span of 2 days. Talk about busy. It's alright, because I got a letter from my beloved Edgeworth. Please take care of your hip, and when you wish to speak, just take off your headpiece. What's he mean by that last statement? Not like I enjoy being under a headpiece. Alright. It was impossible to read. Finally? Oh, that's another epilogue. But of course. Oh, feels so much better now that the trial's over. And as always, your legal prowess was top-notch, sir. Yeah, and nothing beat the look on Mr. Alba's face when you revealed the ring secrets. I was amazed. You're like a totally different person when you step into a courtroom. The accuracy is always 10 times first in court. Based on the information Mr. Alba offered up, they began large-scale operations to clean up the rest of the ring, which is I'm happy to leave to Franciscan agent now. So, what are your plans now, Kay? Well, we've taken care of the creep who killed my father, so I'm not sure. You know, maybe I'll just keep on being Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Are you still trying to steal my job, pal? Just kidding, just kidding. Can steal something so important to you, Gamer. What a relief. Okay? Yes. Even after all that's happened, are you still planning to become a great thief? Of course. But I don't want to tarnish the legend of the noble Yatagarasu. So I'm going to hold off on doing anything till I make a tight 3-person team of my own. 3-person team? In this case, she must be an attorney. 3-person team of young beauties, the same age as me, if possible. With those criteria, I highly doubt you'll find the 2 other people you need. My father chose to fight for the truth. I think that's what was so noble about him. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, the only things I will ever steal are the truth and have been hidden away. I'm going to work extra hard to make a world where the Yatagarasu isn't needed. Let's not strive for such a future. But I guess it's time for me to get going. I see. Hey, keep your chin up and stay strong, okay? And don't be a stranger. Don't worry, I'll be back. I'll be sure to break the lock on the window and sneak in. Good, I'll appreciate it if you came in through the building's front door. It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. The lock on my window at home has been broken for forever. One last thing before I go. Let's take a group picture, just the three of us. Yeah, I can memorize a photo. Every big kiss has to end with one. With one. No. Hey, why not? Tell me, you're camera shy, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course not, detective. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm taking the picture now. Hey, come back here. Mr. Edgeworth, you can't run away from this, sir. Hey, Detective Ganshaw. It's not progressing. Stop that. Can't be seen doing that. Okay, I'm totally taking it now. Say cheese. And what is it? And thus, the long tail of the KJ8 incident came to a close. It saw the demise of a smuggler ring and the birth of a little red thief. There's a little time to rest and relax, for I'm eager to tackle the investigation into a new case. The reason for my eagerness is my want to pursue the truth and my want to believe in the strength of those who use the power of the law for good. As someone who has chosen to live my life as the prosecutor, this my new creed. And here in the picture. It's finally over. Still need to play the second game. And that's all? Alright, looks like no background music. But okay. Let me rate. And watching Heroes of Galactic Heroes. Legend of Galactic Heroes. Alright, anyway. Which one? This? Alright. And where the stream? Okay, let's step in. Done? That's it? That's all for today. So I think I must play the second game. Looks like tomorrow. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and good night. See you next time.